Y'all ready? Yeah. Okay. Good evening. Welcome to the regular monthly meeting of the Hamlet City Council. This time I'll call the meeting to order, and we will ask for a moment of silence for those who have been devastated by the COVID-19. Amen. Council, we have before you tonight the agenda for the meeting. What are your wishes on that?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Thank you. Council, you have before you also the minutes from the regular January 12th meeting and the closed session minutes. What are your wishes on that?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion? Got a second? Are there any changes, deletions, additions that need to be made to them? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Moving along to item number 5, we come to that time when we have comments from anyone who is not on the agenda for anything else tonight. And I do have a couple of notes. One note that I have is on Ms. Cozart. Please come up to the stand there, and we're certainly glad to have you with us tonight.
Thank you so much. Give me just a moment. And may I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Stewart, if you want to go.
Thank you.
Feel to the round, I appreciate it. Good evening, all, Mr. Mayor, fellow council people, persons. Thank you for allowing me just a few minutes of time to let you know of some other events that are happening in Richmond County, in Hamlet more specifically, Dobbins Heights at the Community Center. My name is Denise Cozart. I'm one of the co-owners of SWELL, STEM Wellness Empowering Lifelong Learners, SWELL. And what we're doing, we have quite a few initiatives that we've started at the Dobbins Heights Community Center. It's open to everybody. It's just located at this Dobbins Heights Center. One, we have a community garden as well as a hydroponics room. Hydroponics is growing food without soil. It's part of our programs. That hydroponic room was donated to us by Dr. Goins, who is at A&T University. All the supplies that we have for the community garden was donated by Brett Shepard at UNC. Another initiative that we have is Esports. Esports is new to this area. We've done our homework. There is no middle school or high school esports league here. If I keep saying last year, but in 2020, nobody did anything. In 2019, we, along with partnership with Richmond Community College, did a gaming tournament that was held at the Cole Center. It was phenomenal. We got a lot of great reviews. So we've decided to implement an esports league. It's already implemented. We've already got our equipment ordered. We're just waiting on receipts so that we could have it set up, and we're going to move forward. More information will be posted on not only our website. Are you able to pull our website up on the screen so that you guys could see?
We're
No?
not officially documents yet.
Okay, gotcha. It's also going to be available on the Dobbins Heights social media as far as their websites go. So esports, the closest league for esports is on a college level, and it's located at Fayetteville State University. Another initiative that we have is our senior program. The senior program that Dobbins Heights had, we are revamping it because we want it integrated with our STEM learning. So that is going to be part. Our seniors will be participating in the community garden, as well as learning how to grow food hydroponically at home. Our goal is by the end of summer that we're going to be able to furnish 30 families with hydroponics at home. Another initiative that we have going on is our educational programs and services. Last season, our theme was mathletics. And what we did at the Dobbins Heights Center was transform the football field and the basketball court into number lines, fractions, and decimals. We taught kids the number line, fractions, and decimals based on sports. Now, you can't tell me that an athlete is struggling in math when the first numbers they learn are X's and O's. They have to learn 30 plays just to get on the football field. So what we did is our mathletics, we transformed those playbooks into number lines, fractions, and decimals. We got them where they needed to go last season. This season, we're adding to it, and I'll show you how we're adding to it. Each student, if I may approach, and I'll just pass this along, Councilman Stewart, if you just kind of farm this around. This is what we're giving all of our students as a part of our program. It's robotics in a box. So basically what that means is we're now adding to, last year, we gave all of our students Fitbits. So we could monitor their heart rate, blood pressure, and all those good things that go with a Fitbit. This year, they will learn how to design their own Fitbit. They will then take that data and bring it back and be able to program various projects. But most of all, they are going to create and build their own drone to fly. This past weekend, we had a session where we just kind of had an outline of all the programs that we're doing at the Dobbins Heights Center, to include Paul Rossi, who was actually on the cover of the Daily Journal today, to where the kids got to fly their drones. They built them, they designed them, they fly them. How does that help us this year? Because our theme this year is environmental science. It's all about the farmers. And they're going to be able to program their drones in order to determine if the farming needs irrigation, if they have some distressed property, and some various things through the forestry. Okay? Also, with our drones, we have such a rave review that we are in the process now of putting together an information session. It is a closed session. It will be at Dobbins Heights, but it's only going to include the Sheriff's Department, Fire Department and Rescue, EMS, and local police departments of Richmond County, Scotland County, Robeson County, Hope County, Anson County, and Marlborough County. These are also municipalities that we have active programs that are happening in it. This is because we want them to be able to explore how drones can be used in an emergency situation. Drones can be programmed to do a lot of different things. The unfortunate incident that happened last year in Lumberton where the child was found in the lake, the outcome would have still been the same, but using drones to survey that body of water short of draining it would have saved time and money. In closing, I want you to know that we want our kids to have 21st century education. You got to have 21st century programs that keep up with it, that complement what the school is doing. All the programs that we have enhances, embraces, and enriches what Common Core is set out to be for the public school system. So that's what I have. I just wanted to kind of let you know what is going on in Richmond County at the Dobbins Heights Center. Any questions for me?
Is this a federal program?
It is not. We are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3 entity and all rights and privileges that go along with that. It is not a federal program.
Okay. And anyone who would like to contact Ms. Cozart, her telephone number is 910-682-7188. And she would love to hear from you.
Most definitely.
So all your programs are at Dobbins Heights Center? So your summer, will you have summer?
Yes.
Okay, so everything is located there?
Everything is located at the Dobbins Heights Center. That is correct. And it is open to everyone, just not the residents of Dobbins Heights. We chose Dobbins Heights Center, one, because of the locality of all of the fields, especially when we're flying the drones. It gives us a lot of open space to where we could maneuver. But also we could position ourselves in one location and actually see where all the kids are from one location out on all the fields and inside the building. The building is also, the audio video is up to date, current, new, and it supports or holds all of the software that we need to be able to run information inside. And because of their retractable walls, we're able to break off those rooms so that we could hold various sessions at one time. The other thing we want to add is last year, we only focused on middle school to high school students. This year, we've decided to do something brand new. we're also including pre-K. So we have programs that will be for pre-K and ongoing. This is summer, Saturday academies. We have what we call pop-up sessions where we'll have a program that only runs a week long. We're working with Richmond Community College to make sure that we complement what they're doing there for their various programs of continuing education as well as early college.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for your
Yes, ma'am.
time.
Matt, is that something we could put our information on the water bills this next month or so?
Yeah, as long as
Our
you're
contact
alright.
information.
What's that?
He was just talking about sharing your information, maybe like on our utility bills or website.
Absolutely.
It goes out to all the water customers and all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We would definitely appreciate getting that word out that way. Thank you so much, and again, I appreciate your time.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, I believe we're going to make a phone call to Mr. Gerard Morrison, if the manager would take care of that.
Hey, Mr. Morrison, this is Matt Christian at the Hamlet City Council meeting. I was calling you to open the floor for your public comment.
Okay, give me about 10 seconds. I'm about to pull over. I'm driving. Okay. Is there somebody else that was before me, Matt? Can they go first?
We just finished.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. 1 second. Okay. Oh, there's traffic, boy. Sorry about that. Thanks for your patience, Matt.
Sure, go right ahead.
Okay. Can go now?
You're good to go.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, City Manager, Council, and citizens. My name is Gerard Anthony Morris, and on this auspicious occasion for Black History Month, we highlighted during a month, Black history is American history, and we live it and breathe it every day. Coincidentally, I just happen to be in Greensboro right now, and I just rode by J. Kenneth Lee's house, who was the lawyer for the A&T Fort when there was the sit-ins at the Woodworth lunch counters in Greensboro. And today is a different twist that I come with. And I was saying, we talk about the J. Kenneth Lees, we talk about John Coltrane, of course, and we should. But some of the ones right here under our nose, I don't think get the recognition that they should, and the notoriety. I was talking with the Richmond County Tourism Board, so J. Kenneth Lee is on the website for those who want to see more extensive details. But some things came to mind about, what we don't know. And sometimes I think we're too comfortable in not knowing because it's right here. And using the answer, I'm paraphrasing the theme for the Richmond County Historic Society, where it says those who basically don't acknowledge their ancestors or don't remember their ancestors don't deserve to be remembered. And I thought about that. I said, that's a potent statement. And so I want to make sure we remember, even within the city of Hamlet, the Marshall Adams Davids with the first Black city manager. I was trying to see if there was some before, so somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but the late Dr. Wendell Wells III on City Council, Attorney Derek Crawford, who was on Hamlet City Council, and Dewey Brower, and of course the current Maurice Lee Stewart II from Charlotte Street on City Council. We've had a Black fire chief, 2 black police chiefs and department heads, and a lot of this happened, more so toward the 80s on up, which says a lot of this is still current, and it shows that we still have a lot of work to do. Got appointed board members, including myself, but we still have so much more to do. And even though we look at the TV and national news media, I want us to start zeroing in on home more. For example, that's why with the John Coltrane Music Edutainment Fest, we focus on regional history, because a lot of heroes we need to see are in our own households, in our own neighborhoods, and of course our beloved Hamlet. Even Martin Luther King, I joke with folks and tell them he acknowledged Hamlet when he said, "Let freedom ring from every village and every hamlet." But I wonder, how much are we really letting freedom ring during this COVID, during the racial challenges? And a lot of times we're so worried about being polite, we don't talk about real issues. I want to acknowledge those folks who sacrificed in the early 90s with the fire with Imperial Foods, where that guy only got 8 years after murdering 25 people and didn't even serve 7 years. And started other businesses afterwards, he and his son. So are we really letting freedom ring? I'm going to talk about at the Tuskegee Airmen, we also had the late Rudolph Nelson from West Avenue, where after the Tuskegee Airmen had their program, that program was duplicated at other historically black colleges and universities, like A&T. And Rudolph Nelson from Hamlet was the first one to do a solo flight. So he's the first pilot with that program. Also, we love talking about the history of Hamlet and our beloved train station at Amtrak. But let's look at how were those folks treated. Did they have to wait in line illegal and segregation? Did they have to get their food with less proportions after doing inclement weather and wait behind other folks? So we letting freedom ring. And then even one of the Pullman porters, one of the first employees for Amtrak, and the first black employee is from Charlotte Street. His name is Jack Wilson, and he was John Coltrane's cousin by marriage. And I've had the pleasure of spending some time with him and some video footage before he passed a few years ago. So I think we got a lot more to let freedom ring about, but we also have to do some truth and some reconciliation. And one of the things I've been adamant about, and I'd love to see Hamlet be the leader in it. We have an at-large council, but we need district representation also. It's more beneficial for the citizens and the representatives, so they can focus and they can be heard better as far as the citizens, and the representation. The representatives can have a group to focus and advocate for even more. And I'd love to see us lead that effort, because to my knowledge, no municipality in Richmond County, including the Richmond County Commissioners, have a district system. And it's shown that it works more effectively when you have a combination of at-large and district representation. So I want us to get out of the dark ages, because we love saying, what about now? So it's time now to say, what about now? And let's do this one. Also, as I was driving by J. Kenneth Lee's house, I started thinking about Martin Luther King and Thurgood Marshall used to stay with the brother from Hamlet, from Charlotte Street, because hotels in the South during segregation wouldn't let those beloved and sharp and great brothers stay in those places just for that. But the house was built in 1958, and Kenneth Lee was also the first black on the banking commission. And I encourage us all to go check out the book that's in the library in the reference section. It can't be checked out, but you can view it in the reference section. One of the late directors for the library, she and I had talked before she passed, and I put her on the phone with Kenneth Lee, and he sent her a book. So one of his many gifts to Hamlet. But all this being said, I want us to start looking and reflecting on these times of COVID. I'm glad, hopefully things will be moving forward, so this will be a past chapter, but a learned chapter. But I think during this time of reflection, things slowing down for us to look. And as my uncle told me when I was in D.C., when this first started last year, he said, the Creator isn't pleased, so he pressed pause for us to get it right. So I encourage us all to take some leadership, reflect, get it right, and acknowledge all of us, and especially acknowledge Black history is American history. And let's start walking our talk, because I'm curious, how many people in here have been to the John Coltrane Music Edutainment Fest? Will you please raise your hand? And this will be our 13th year on the first Saturday of October, October 2nd at 12 noon. And depending on what the rules will be about meetings, it'll be our second virtual. So either way, people will be able to perform. But I'd like to see the City Council and leadership in the City of Hamlet there. Also, we had a Coltrane Fest before then. I wonder how many folks actually came. But we've got to begin to walk our talk. And if we're going to represent Hamlet and the citizens watch our area grow, let's all roll up our sleeves and appreciate the treasures that we have right here under our nose. So thank you, and I appreciate all you all's sacrifice and the time.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Morrison. I'm going to hang up the phone.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gerard. Is there anyone else out there that's got anything for council that's not on the agenda tonight? If not, we'll go ahead and close the comment section. We'll move along to new business. We have before us at this time a request for a rezoning at the mobile home park on Highway 74 West. At this time, I'm going to open a public hearing. And if there's anyone out there that has comments that they would like to make about this, please come in one at a time. And come up to this there and state your name, please.
Yes, my name is Tim Hayes. I'm with Impact Communities. So our operations team has done a great job with this park already in this community and upgrading it. We are petitioning to expand our park to 23 new homes and relocate 7. In addition to the new homes proposed, they will be new homes, so it'll make a really good visual impact on this community. We've discussed internally that in the event that the relocated homes are unrepairable, or when they're moved, require more repair than we willing to spend on that point, we would then again probably replace those with brand new homes as well. So in essence, we're actually looking at 30 new homes. In the event that we have your support on this proposal, we would install a new infrastructure with water and sewer, which will upgrade our current challenges to a modern setting, and this will provide better water and sewer service. We would again comply to all the necessary codes and ordinances currently in effect. And I think this would provide mutual benefits for both the city and us as impact communities. We are anticipating and will maintain the recreational space for our children by not eliminating the basketball hoop and continuing to keep our field open for the kids to play in and whatnot. It's a good location in the center there, and it works really well. We intend to use local contractors to perform this work. So again, we're as long as they're qualified and can meet the requirements for our corporate approval, then we try to keep all this money in the local economy. And just a last statement: our corporation is based on integrity, and it's just a great company to work for. Myself, I know this. If there's any doubt in what Impact stands for, I urge you all to get on a website and type in Impact Cares, and that is our humanitarian department, along with what we do as ownership. So again, this is the kind of the goals that we're trying to accomplish here. And if this is granted, then we would move into the next stage, would be the engineering and planning of all of this. So.
Okay, I've got 3 questions for you.
Okay.
Your company now owns the trailer park, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you will have an on-site manager there?
Yes.
All right, and have you all contacted Billy back there regarding your changes in the water and the sewer?
I'm sorry?
Have y'all contacted the city regarding your changes in the water and the sewer?
No, well, we have a plan, but we have to move forward with, if we can get through the zoning, then we would work with the city in making the plan. We do have a plan, and we have an idea of where the water and the sewer in our proposed plan, but we need to take it a step further, obviously, and work with your city officials to get it more precise and exactly what, the city's requirements are going to be, local and state and federal
Okay.
guidelines also. So.
Okay. I was trying to figure how far along you were and make sure that you did.
It's only a conceptual plan. Again, we want to take this one step at a time because we don't want to invest too much money without knowing if this is possible.
How many mobile homes are in there right now?
I'm sorry? 80.
Ooh, my
80.
God, I never realized it was that big.
There's a lot of them out there.
Anyone else got questions for him?
Where's the additional homes going out there? Are you gonna have to create another street?
I do have a plan if you'd like to look at it.
yeah.
You're certainly welcome to take
I'm
a
trying to get it in my mind where they're going, because it's pretty tight out there.
May I approach?
Yeah, come on up.
No, actually, we're going to relocate some homes to straighten out the organization of the homes. This is, that's our existing condition. This is our proposed. Yellow is new, red is relocated. And basically, these homes in the back, they're very old and probably will need to be replaced with new homes. We're showing them as relocated currently, but more than likely they wouldn't survive the move. So we would then again replace these all in red with also brand new homes. So basically we're changing the logistics, making everything more proportionate. There was a concrete bolt hole back here. We're going to remove that foundation
Is that a smaller version
and
of
have
that?
2 additional slots there. The only real addition we're adding here is
That new road.
a new road, right?
Oh,
We can
okay,
access
thank you.
those homes. We intend to leave our basketball hoop and this field in the back. We technically could even expand that based on the ordinance, but we're going to leave that intact for the kids.
And this space in between these new homes is commensurate with the space that's there with the existing home now?
Mhm. And everything obviously would conform to the ordinance of the city of Hamlet as well. And that's what this was predicated on. And with that, I guess this is the other part too that you were asking. With that, this is where we intend to put the sewer. There's obviously some minor changes, but this will create, number one, better water pressure. They have, this community is plagued with, low water pressure. And it's because the system isn't looped in a lot of cases. This would provide a loop to all of the homes and straighten out the water pressure problems, along with putting in 6-inch mains instead of what we're used to now. And then the sewer also would be all redone. And this looks like a pretty good plan based on our existing conditions, so there will be a little bit of tweaking to it, but for the most part, it's pretty sound.
Okay. And the new homes that's coming in, are they gonna be new, or are they gonna be refurbished, or?
The brand new ones for the new ones that are located in yellow. The ones in red, they're scheduled to be relocated currently, but more than likely those will also be brand new. We don't want to commit to that yet until we talk to the homeowners and, explain what's going on.
There's a question, if you're gonna relocate, where are you gonna relocate them to?
Well, they're here now.
Yeah, I know.
They just twist them around. They're running this way.
Oh, okay, you're gonna leave them on the same lot. All right, that's fine.
He's gonna steal some space to
That's what
get
we
more.
got now.
Yeah.
We're just twisting them around so that they make more sense and get better use of the land that we have available.
Okay.
Okay?
I guess he's giving these to you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
So I've got one other question. With the medium salaries we have in Hamlet, Richmond County, will the homes be affordable? Have you all looked at the prices of those? The new homes?
Yeah, that's our business for
Do
sure.
you have a price to throw out to us?
I would say price-wise, we're looking at between 27 and 35,000. This is extremely affordable.
Okay, we appreciate it. Do we have anyone else out there that wishes to speak regarding this?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
No one?
Table it? You got it.
Anyone on council have comments?
Anyone else?
Have we checked to make sure everything is gonna be within our guidelines as far as, space in between, things of that nature. Okay. So we're just doing the rezoning to get this started.
Right.
Okay.
And quite honestly, we have done a lot of due diligence on our own end,
Right.
just to make sure.
Oh, I'm not saying you hadn't. I'm not
Yeah.
saying you hadn't, but we've seen folks come in before, and I'm sure Mr. Morris will tell you
Yes,
that
sir.
maybe not as due diligent. So
Mhm.
what would be, any ramifications if we changed this zoning and something fell through and it didn't work out? Does it affect the existing zoning that's there now?
Go ahead, sir.
I mean, I think if we rezone the property, it would be, you have to consider all of the uses that would be available in that zone. So that would be a formal, ruling that zoning would change.
Mr. Moore?
And the only other thing I'd add to that, Mr. McQueen, is if for some reason the proposed project doesn't happen, the zoning stays the same. Now, you as a council could go back and change the zoning if you thought, but you'd have to go through this process again.
Okay, all right. Good deal. Thank you.
You have anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, I will close the public hearing. And you have before you the consistency statement. I'll ask for a motion to adopt the consistency statement indicating that the proposed change is or is not in accordance with Hamlet City Ordinance.
Make a motion that we accept the, proposed changes and that it is inconsistent. It is consistent with Hamlet
All right.
ordinances. It's a tongue twister.
I have a motion, and I have a second. Do I have any further comments? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. At this time, I'd like to have a motion to either approve or deny the rezoning. Have a motion to approve the rezoning.
Second.
Have a second. Any further comments, changes, additions? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Okay, very good. You are rezoned.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you out there. Council, item number 8 is consideration of ordinance 2021-01, which is simply an update to our Code of Ordinances, Chapter 5, Articles 1, 2, and 3. Mr. Morphus has drafted this ordinance, and do you have any comments on it, Mr. Morphus?
Just a couple. First, I want to thank Gail for bringing this to my attention. I wasn't even aware of the inconsistency, and so we talked about it last week, and basically, your Code of Ordinances right now has some language that adopts specific parts of the state building code, which is a thing that you had to do years ago to make them effective in our jurisdiction. You don't have to do that anymore, so this is just cleaning up the ordinance. Doesn't change the building code, doesn't change the fact that the county does inspections in Hamlet. So it's just really cleaning up the Code of Ordinances.
Okay. Council, do I have a motion to accept this ordinance?
Make a motion to accept it.
Have a motion?
Well, second.
Have a second? Any further comment? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Thank you. Okay, item number 9, consideration of date for a budget meeting. Council selected a date for the first work sessions. Ms. Covington is not here tonight, nor is Mr. Sellers. Do we really want to try to do that without contacting them?
We don't have to set a meeting tonight and necessarily agree on a date. I do have some recommendations of some dates that may work, and we will certainly publish those once we can get them on the calendar. Just for your frame of reference, we're looking at sometime late March to kind of kick off the budget process, just to have a conversation about our goals and the things we want to see in the budget for the upcoming year. And then from there, we'll lay out a budget calendar for the remainder of the year. But we can certainly make that final determination and post it accordingly at a later date.
Okay, we're going to look at a Saturday for that, or we're going to try to?
Right now, we've looked at a few dates to coordinate calendars. That last full week of March, if we're going to do it on a weekday, we need to do it after 3:30 to accommodate Councilman Stewart's schedule. And but we can kind of, if we're looking at any other dates, we may need to look at weekends, or if in the morning, maybe some other dates. So we can.
Days of the week are best for you, Jesse?
Wednesdays and Fridays.
Wednesdays and Fridays for Jesse.
Or Saturday, I
After
mean, I'm
3.
good with Saturday too.
And after 3 o'clock, to take care of
Yeah,
Mr.
on a
Moore.
Wednesday, can 3:30 accommodate you?
Oh, yeah. All right, so look at the dates and send us something out, and we'll okay them.
Yes, sir. We'll do that.
All right, very good. Council okay with that? All right, item number 10, you have before you, council, the tax releases for the month. What are your wishes on that? Got a motion to release the taxes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Thank you. We also have before us this month our list of delinquent taxes, and that I just wanted to make a comment. Right now, on our delinquent taxes, the amount of money that's owed the city of Hamlet is $195,729.06. And we need that money badly. As you know, the county's taking a bunch of money from us, and so we're badly in the hole, and we would ask you, if you're watching this or if you know somebody, to please get these taxes in. Council, what are your wishes to advertise these?
So this is to advertise these,
Uh-huh, to
make a motion, we proceed with advertising.
Okay. Have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Thank you. Who get those names in the paper? Item number 12, Mr. Christian, you have a report for us?
Excuse me. Yes, sir, Mayor. Brief report tonight. I'd like to make mention of the Hamlet Depot is sponsoring a blood drive on February 25th from 1 to 5:30 at the American Legion Post. I believe if that is if they're still doing it, they've been doing the antibody testing too with those blood donations. So make sure we want to spread the word on that. At the last meeting, we talked a little bit about our wastewater expansion project. I'd like to update the council and the public that we have received the first round of comments back from our submission to the USDA. So that project is moving along. We'll respond and get that resubmitted. We just spoke briefly about the budget. We've already started some discussion internally about getting some departmental level information to help build that budget, and we will set a future date for the kickoff of the council's budget work sessions here shortly in the coming days for the later part of actually next month in March. So, and finally, I'll just mention in regards to the COVID vaccine, the health department is trying to make sure that we're getting the word out as much as we can to contact them regarding getting a vaccine scheduled if you're in one of the eligible groups. Certainly that's something that is kind of changed a little bit and is constantly evolving. So just make sure that you're staying engaged and staying aware and staying in contact with the county health department to take that vaccine as it becomes available. And that concludes my report.
Okay. Everybody got any?
Have the county first responders been included in the vaccines, and police department, fire department, rescue squad?
Yes, excellent question.
Ready to do that now.
Yeah, the emergency responders were in Group 1, and I can speak for Hamlet City staff and departments. Our emergency responders have been offered access to the vaccine. A large group of folks have taken the vaccine, and we're trying to make sure we encourage and otherwise incentivize where we can folks to get the vaccine, and that's something I want to spend some time talking with staff about so that we can encourage them as their turn comes up that they're doing that. But our police and fire and rescue departments have all received access to the vaccine. Yeah.
What about like staff at the public works? Those guys are,
Yeah, so
when they're going to fall into play, or
so we would be considered Group 3. I have actually as recently as today put 2 different calls in to the county health department. As I'm sure, we're all spread thin, but I haven't had those conversations. But we're kind of talking internally to make sure that we know when we do get that call that says, hey, how many you got, that we have a good answer as far as how many we can expect to get and get the logistics lined up for. But we were in group 3, which is the same group as the teachers and the others. And I think that there's been I haven't watched the news today. You got to watch every day to make sure you know what's going on. But my understanding is that we're still in the group 1 and 2. So as soon as we come up, we're certainly advocating for that. Those folks are absolutely essential. Essential is kind of an understatement, and I think in a lot of ways it's a word that is, I don't want to say it's lost its meaning, but it's very much on the forefront of our minds to make sure that our folks have the access and are being encouraged to take it.
Yeah.
Anybody else got a question for the manager? Okay, we appreciate the things that you're handling, and it's tough right now. Appreciate the job staff's doing. We'll move along to comments of council. Maurice?
As always, I think our city employees do a phenomenal job every single day. Cannot thank you enough. Always through this COVID, we haven't missed a beat. So thank you again for that. I personally want to thank and acknowledge Black History Month. Just knowing our past. Of course, I celebrate it all year, but of course, we're celebrating it in February, and I just thank my ancestors. Because of them, I'm able to sit at this table tonight and do the work that I do. And also, if we're acknowledging Black History Month and acknowledging local people, we lost a gentle giant this week, a phenomenal Black woman, Ruth Watkins. She's 97 years old, the wife of J.C. Watkins. She was an educator in this community for over 40 years. She made sure that hundreds, if not thousands of kids went to college and moved on to the next level. I've been able to do some great work at the J.C. Watkins and Ruth Watkins Cultural Center in past years. So I just want to acknowledge her and thank her publicly in her, transition, to say thank you so much, because a big part of what she's done in this community has helped me as well. Continue to know that it's still COVID. So please wash your hands. Please wait 6 feet. Please wear your mask. And please get the word out about vaccinations. So many people, of course, if they don't want it, we can't do anything about that. But those that do, please get them the proper information to where they can, utilize the numbers. And we're trying to make sure that we get rid of the barriers. If we have someone that need a ride or different things like that, we can make stuff happen. So please make sure that we all roll up our sleeves and be a part of getting everybody vaccinated that wants to get the vaccination. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Mr. Martin?
I think Mr. Stewart covered it all. I don't have any further comment to make.
Mr. McQueen?
Yeah, just a couple things. Echo on what Maurice said as we celebrate Black History Month, the accomplishments, national level, state level, and local level. And Gerard did a great job going through names specifically. I may have missed it, but I think he missed one that was on council. Derek Crawford also served on council for a while. Great guy. Just like to mention his name. Back whenever we were going through the budget process and we had all the issues with the money from the sales tax and stuff that we didn't get, we put a lot of things on hold. We turned away a lot of good things, good groups of folks that have normally gotten contributions from the city. And I think we mentioned that we were going to try to touch on some of those in the mid-year budget talks. And of course, I mean, with COVID and people being out sick and, just things have happened. We haven't done that. And I don't really know that now is a good time to try to set up another meeting since we're going right into March and trying to start the budget meetings. But I have been approached by several different folks with different organizations that we had normally given money to. One of them that I want to speak on specifically is the Richmond County Crime Stoppers. We normally give them a little bit of money to take care of their needs and things of that nature. And that organization is run by a group of people that are really passionate about what they do. They really help out all the law enforcement agencies, and they got sucker punched, and they didn't get the contributions from us. I hope and pray that at the point in time whenever we can do some looking back at what we've got. I know we've saved some money this year with some employees that's been gone. I would love to see us be able to do something with that. Don't know that it'll happen, but if anybody out there is able and willing and would like to, please reach out to Jeff Avant. He's one of the guys over the local chapter of the Richmond County Crime Stoppers, and hopefully if maybe the paper could put maybe his contact information in there. That group of people needs some money to be able to continue to function. Next time somebody breaks in your car or shoots someone, commits a homicide, or any offense that's causing the law enforcement some issues trying to find out who did it, those are the people that give money to people to give tips. And you got 3 law enforcement folks up here, and you pretty well ask any one of us, they'll tell you that money really helps solve some crimes. And it's an absolute shame that they were not able to get that money, and we all know why. And I'm not going to beat it to death, but it's an absolute shame that group is just one of many that's struggling because we couldn't do what we normally did to try to give them a little bit that actually helped our citizens and county folks as well. So I'll get off that bandwagon and say thank you for everybody and everything they've done so far at the beginning of the year. I know there's been some challenges. Personally, Matt, thanks for working with TC and the folks in Rockingham to try to work forward to correct several wrongs that we feel like were done against the city. I appreciate that. I know the board appreciates that. And TC, the same thing. I really appreciate your work, the work of your firm, and the cooperation between Hamlet and Rockingham. For all the bad of what we lost financially, it really makes me feel good to know that finally the city of Hamlet and city of Rockingham are working together in a way that could benefit the county and the residents of the cities.
Absolutely.
So I do appreciate that work. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you.
I don't have a whole lot tonight. I always let the council go before I do, and they pretty much cover everything. But I did want to say a couple of things. One thing is on the COVID-19. Please get this vaccination. It's going to be offered. I know they're having times now when they don't have enough of it and they have to put everything on hold. But when you get the opportunity to get this shot, or both of them, or whatever it is, please do it. It's going to bring this thing under control if we do that. I appreciate the workmanship with Rockingham also. They've helped us considerably on this, and it's a big interest to all of us to see that we get this thing straightened out. And but please, like I say, get the COVID vaccination and have a good week and a good month, and that's all I've got. And at this time, I'd ask for a motion to go into closed session per General Statute 143, 318, 11A, 3 and 6, attorney-client privilege and personnel, and that's for a motion.
Make a motion, we go in closed session with the statutes the mayor had mentioned.
Second.
And a second. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed likewise.
I've got phone calls with them tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, I talked about when they called me about their issues respectively, I said we'll catch up tomorrow, so they're going to be up to speed. Thank you.
Okay, if there's no other business before the council, I would entertain a motion to close.
Make a motion that we close our city council meeting.
Thank you, sir. Got a motion?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.